I'm ashmail12.com, and in this part of my profile series tutorials, I am going to be looking at, well, from last time we got on, was it Ashley or just Ash? I can't remember. Ash, right. The last time we got on was basically setting up this account page to, just to get the layout of it. Now in this video, and maybe the next, depending on how long this video goes on for, I will be showing you how to code this page to actually allow the user to update the values to be stored in the database. One exception is I'm leaving the update age for a separate video. I'm going to just do a video solely on that. There is actually a video up, which I did quite a long time ago, to be honest, about calculating the user's age and whatnot. But what I was thinking of doing is maybe storing, just let me have a look at the age. Nah, actually we'll calculate the age from what they based on here. And then we will, actually, just let me have a quick think. Alright, so what I will do for the age, but actually I won't talk about the age because that's in the next video. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to leave the age out for a separate video, and I'm just going to focus on the name, the about me, and the country and city because they're just simple stuff. Anyway, and that's the database. Now, just so you know, the structure, the length of these fields might be different depending on my previous tutorials because I had to reinstall Windows, and unfortunately I lost all my databases and I had to create this again, and I actually didn't look at my previous videos to see what length I actually set them to, so they just might be different, but you are going to need to take note of these lengths of the varchars because you're going to be putting a check on the length coming through from these, what users post from this on PHP. I am going to set up a max length on these, just so the user gets an idea. So chances are you won't need this check, but it's just something to put there as an extra precaution because you don't want to be allowing the user to put in more characters than the what you've set it to be, because they'll put something in and it'll be cut short, and then they'll be complaining, and so on. Anyway. So I should have opened Dreamweaver. Okay, so let's see, where are we? PHP. Oh, there we go, it's open. Right, so account page we're working on. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just set some max length in these. Max length. And for the first name and last name, I think it was, first name, last name, it was 15. So we can put 15 in there and copy that down into that one. Okay, about me I think was 100, yes, and the country city was 50. So about me, that was up here on it. About me, that can be, what was it, 50, and the country and city was 100. Let me just check that actually. 100. Is that right? No. And the country and city is 50. I thought that wasn't right. It's a bit long. And oh, for God's sake, I hate it when I do that. And the about me was 100 actually. I'm getting confused. 100. Okay, so we've got a max length in them. So now what we need to do is actually code this. So underneath, well, where you want to basically put any output to the user. So I'm going to, once the user clicks update, I'm going to select the feedback under the update button, but above this horizontal rule. So it's just there underneath the form, and what we're going to do is put some PHP in here. So basically what we can say is if is set $_, $_post, we will do. Actually, can't let PHP. now we'll use yeah, we'll use the get actually. So we'll use $_ get update and $_ get update equals, I've put that in the wrong place, that was meant to be underneath this form. Let's just put this back to normal, there we go. Right, so basically if they've clicked that submit button here to update the first name and last name, that's basically what that's saying. Right, so what we want to do in here is check the length. Basically that's all I'm going to do in this video, is just check the lengths, and I'll let you deal with whatever checking you want to do. But I'm just going to show you the basic idea of, you know, how to check it, just a basic view, because that's all this is, just a simple profile tutorial. So we're going to do if strlen, which is string length, of $_post first, well, it's actually f name, and what we want to do actually is, if we don't, because we don't want to use the global variables, so if we do first name equals MySQL _real _escape strings, depends on MySQL injection, $_post f name. Okay, and we can copy that down for the last name. Last name, helm name. Okay, so then we can basically do here first name. So if strlen, what we're going to do actually is create some errors equals nothing basically at the moment, it's just an empty string. So if strlen of first name is greater than 15, did we say? Yeah, 15. If it's greater than 15, we want to, actually that should be equals array. Errors equals, I want to put value in this array of your first name is too long. Just a basic message. Okay, and then we can do the same for the last name. So if last name, just get rid of that line break. If last name is 15, your last name is too long. Okay, so then what I can basically say is if not empty errors, we want to do something there, else we want to loop through the array displaying the errors. So we can do a for each, we want to loop through the errors array as error, and then we want to echo out error concatenate on a break. Okay, so if we get any errors, that will happen there. Else we want to insert this into the database. So what we're going to do is create some functions in the functions page that we have. So basically we want to create a function called update first last name, and we need to pass it the ID of the user that's currently logged in, because this function page doesn't know who's logged in, so we have to tell it the ID of the current users logged in, like which ID they are, and then we want the first name and the last name, and then we can basically do a simple MySQL query to update users set first name to first name, comma, last name to last name where ID is equal to the ID that was passed. Okay, so that should hopefully work. So let's just save that, and then we need to call what do we name actually? Update first last name. Update first last name. And we need to pass it the logged in user. So logged in user is basically the user's data variable that we created, which is an array, and we need to pass it the ID, then we can pass it the first name and the last name, and that's basically it. Or what we could do as an extra check is if we put this in an if, like this. So if that is true, we can return true, else return false. So if this SQL query is successfully executed, we'll return true. If there's a problem, we'll return false. Or what we could actually do, no, actually we'll just do false for now, which is just simple. So basically what we can do is put that in an if. So if that happens, we can echo updated, else echo an error has occurred. Chances are you won't get the error unless you've put something wrong in your SQL. So let's just try this out, see how we're doing. Right, so we've got that. Just click update for now. As you can see, we get an error. Undefined F name. Okay, it's because they are capitals. Alright, let's try again. Refresh, resend. Okay, so nothing happens, but we're not getting anything out. So let's just try and change this. Update. Let's see if anything's changed in database. No, nothing's happened. Okay, so I think it's probably a problem with this check we've got here. I'll let you put in some checks if you want to do something like that. But let's just get rid of this for now. Okay, so we've just kept it basic, and we can just do the same for this. If we just get rid of all this and just have the query being executed. So let's try it again. Okay, so I just refresh the page. Try to change this. Okay, update, let's see. Okay, it's not working. Let me just have a quick check. Okay, so I've actually made quite a few errors, I believe. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm just going to put this actually back in, because I think that was working fine. And the same with what we had here. Just like that. Okay, so basically error number 1 was this not here. That should just be if empty. Okay, and this other error I found here was that last name needs a capital N. Okay, so now let's try it. You probably spotted that. As you can see, right, let's try again. Try and change that. An error has occurred. Great. As you see, nothing gets updated. Right, so let me just have another quick check. Right, okay, I've not put this last name in a string. We need to put single quotes around the concatenation to convert last name into a string. As you can see, that's how I checked it here. As you can see, we have the single quotes around Ash, but not around my last name, so we needed to do that. So if I now refresh, resend the data, we get updated, and in the database, refresh. There we go. That's been changed. Now you could do what I like to do is put some JavaScript on these to actually time it out. When I time it out, like put a delay on it. Because I usually use Ajax pull for this through, so it might not work with just pure PHP. But basically, what happens is once this gets updated, I then put a timeout on it of 2 seconds, which then it disappears after 2 seconds. But that's up to you and whatever. Now what we are left with is this in the URL here, update equals name. So what I am going to do is, after we have ran this, instead of echoing out updated, what I am actually going to do is instead of echoing updated yet, I'm just going to do a header location, just redirect back to the page so you don't get any confirmation that it's been updated. It just sort of updates and it doesn't really make any sense, but it's been updated. I don't know, maybe that's something to play around with. It's just that you've still got that in the URL, and you might not want this up here in the URL. But like I said, that's something for you to figure out. Now basically all you have to do is copy and paste what we did here down to about me and update the country and city. So all we do is get hold of all this code and put it here, change this to about me, so it's very replicating, if you know what I mean. Repetition, if you want to call it. So about, you're just changing what we have. You probably don't need to put this one in an array, but I'm just going to keep it there just to save a bit of time, because there's only one. You don't really need to do an array, but it's just consistent code. About me is too long, errors, update, and we need to put that to about me. So we need to create a function called about me, pass it to the user ID, and just change that to about me, and we need to pass it that one, and we can get rid of that. Updated error occurred, error E. Okay, that's good, we can save that. And basically all we do is copy, paste that down, about, update about me, get rid of all this, update users, set about me to about me, and we don't need this one, so we can just do where ID is equal to ID. Okay, and that should be good. So once you've got the base code, it's pretty easy to code again from there. So if we try and change this, this is some text for about me, update, your about me is too long. Okay, it's because I've put it 15 now, I've not changed to 200. Okay, resend that data, updated. Now as you can see from what this is, that's why you don't get any of this here put through. Once you refresh, it comes through and it's been stored in the database. So what you could do is, if I just put this back down to NA, okay, is in here, you'd obviously have to do this in the value of this one as well, but I'm just going to do it in this one. You can probably do if is set dollar underscore, basically what we had here, echo MySQL underscore, basically this, echo that, else, let me just put this on a another line, But echo, most people is it about me, else echo. Okay. Right, so basically if the user posts something to that, it will stay there. Oh, what's all this? Okay. I think that's because, why is that doing that? Okay, actually, if is set $_post about me should be just fine. But I don't know if that's going to get rid of. I'm not sure why it's got all this before it, even though that's not in the database. So maybe that's something you want to work on, I don't know. But once again, I'm just going to leave it like that maybe for now. I honestly don't know why it's doing that, unless it's because of all this here. Ah, yeah, there we go. Because we had it on another line, so that's kind of put that off. So actually, if we just put that back to that, but put that on that line. So now if we enter something, as you can see, we get a load of crap here as well. So we do have to actually put everything on one line. Okay, so that, well, you might not have to, but that's just the way Dreamweaver's working for some reason. As you can see, we still get a load of stuff appearing. I don't know, something you want to work with, or you want to figure out yourself, I suppose. I'm honestly not sure why it's doing that on mine. If we actually update that with all that white space. Okay, see how it's doing the white space? It's not got white space on that one. So maybe you want to put something like a trim on this. So every time something comes through, trim, and that'll basically take the white space away. And maybe do it on that one as well. Let's just try and update. Update that. Refresh the page. Okay, so that's took that away, the trim. So maybe that's something you might want to put on these. Just something like that. It'll just take away any white space that's before and after the letters at the start and the end. Right, anyway, I'll let you do whatever you want to do with this. So if you know, is set $_post about me, then echo echo this basically with the trim as well. Else echo what was from the database. Okay, so we've got that. This is some text update, and as you can see, it stays there now, as well as updating. So we can basically just do the same for these up here. If is set $_post f name echo else echo that. Just change this to L name. Okay, that's basically that, and then you can basically just do exactly the same down here for this one. So one more. I know the video's been going on now for 25 minutes. A bit longer than I thought. But as you can see, we've come into quite a few errors. So what I'm going to do actually first is just put in the if is set contra sitter. Okay, so as you can see, it's going on to different lines and things, but I'll let you actually deal with that. Okay, so now basically we're going to just copy this and paste it down here underneath the form. Change this to country sitter, and we need to get the country contra sitter and sitter. Errors: if str len of contra is greater than 50, your country name is too long. If sitter is less than 50, greater than 50, your sitter name is too long. Update country sitter. As you can see, I'm sort of racing through this a bit, because I don't really want the video to go on for much longer now. Update error occurred. Okay. Copy and paste this function for update sitter. It's actually country sitter. Update contra with contra comma sitter to equal city where ID is equal to ID. Okay, so we should be good to go with everything on here now. Let's just try this. Okay, updated fine, and it's staying there. Contra and sitter. Undefined variable sitter. That's why, because I put country there. There we go. Right. So everything looks like it's good. I'm going into the database. Okay. So that's for that. So sorry this video lasted nearly half an hour. I honestly didn't expect it to that long. I only suspected it to last for 20 minutes max, maybe 15 minutes, but we came across a few errors, but that's some debugging done for you, and errors always occur when programming, and you've just got to deal with them and overcome them errors and fix them. So basically that's all for this video. And I will see you next time. Actually, the next video will probably be the last. Just this quick message: the next video will probably be the last one in this series, which will actually, no, it won't, because I'll do one for the age and then one for the profiles picture stuff. So it's not going to be the last actually, so just ignore me. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.